Hello, online crew. Are you one of those people that starts lots of things? Hang on, I've forgotten Instagram again. I do that all the time. Let's connect over on Instagram. Now we're live on Instagram as well as Facebook. I am so funny. 2 days last week, I'm talking to Instagram up here and I forgot to press the live button. Anyway, how are we? Now, back to where I was. How many of you start a lot of things and don't finish them? Now, what I mean by that is how many of you are always starting a diet on a Monday? How many of you are always starting a new exercise routine and don't keep up with it, or you fall off the wagon after a couple of weeks? How many of you sign up to a new training course and you don't complete it, or some kind of training or coaching and you never follow through with it? Who does that relate to here? Are you brave enough to share in the comments section that is you? It's definitely me. I'm not immune to this. I start lots of things that I don't finish. So I want to have a conversation around this for a couple of reasons. One, this is really important to your life, not only in business, which is mainly what we talk about here, but for you as a person, you as your health, you as the happy person that you can be, your relationships, all those kind of things. So it's really important to you as a person, not only in business where you sort of opt into a lot of trainings and never finish them, that kind of thing. It's also you as a person. So I want to have a chat about this today. I know this is me as well. I'm not perfect in this area. I'm always starting a diet on a Monday. I'm always starting a new exercise routine that lasts a few days, and then I fall off the wagon. Like, I think we all, to some degree, could say that we start things that we don't finish. Now, the question is why? Why do you, and who's a serial offender at this? Be honest and say me. Let me know how many of you can see yourself in what I'm saying, and that you know that this, potentially is a bit of a problem of yours. I'd love to know who readily admits this. I know I can. I know when it comes to business and building a business online, which is probably the reason that you listen to me for the most part, is the overwhelm of social media, the amount of trainings that you listen to, things you may opt into, courses that you might pay for, all the things, but you never really do anything with them, or you don't take action with them. Like, it can be a real catch in getting ourselves into overwhelm when it comes to building a business with this kind of stuff. So what do you think the real reason is as to why a lot of us start things but don't finish them? I'd be really intrigued as to what your feedback is there. So share with me in the comments. If you're here live with me, I just want to say thank you, because I am 30 minutes earlier than my normal live time. So if you found me and you're live with me, thank you very much. I've got a webinar to host in 25 minutes. So I'm just doing my live earlier today. I'll be back to normal time tomorrow, but thank you for that. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. This is just a little bit of fun for our amazing online crew community here of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, etc. And you want to leverage social media and the internet to attract people to you. So bring your business online, attract people to you. It's a far nicer way to build your business. So that's all the things that we talk about here. So welcome to our community, and certainly say new in the comments section if this is the first time that you found one of my lives. If you see me looking up and down, I'm live here on this camera, Facebook, my business page, my free group, and YouTube, and I'm live over here over on Instagram. So if you just see me looking up and down a little bit, that's the reason for that. Couple of quick things before I get into the content. If you go to helenmartinonline.com/events, everything that's coming up this week and coming up, some stuff for next week as well, is on that. I'll share with you more tomorrow, but my last round of my Build Your Brand course is next week. It's starting on the 11th of November. So more details on that next week, but the details are on helenmartinonline.com/events. You'll see those details. Have I got that up here somewhere? Yeah, this one here. Okay. Clubhouse tomorrow, where we're going to have a great discussion about authenticity. So the Clubhouse details are there. Those of you in my coaching community, we're going to create a cool freebie for you in Canva this week. So make sure you join me for my practical training in the coaching community this week. Those details are there. What else did I want to share with you? I really wanted to acknowledge the video challenges, because they've just finished in the last day or so a free online crew video challenge. Now, here's what I want to share about that. One, they've done an amazing job, and we're doing our auditing at the moment. So I'll let you guys know when I'm going to announce the top 15 of that. And yes, I am doing one more challenge before the end of the year. More details on that once I finish the auditing and announce the top 15 of this one. But I will tell you, it's going to start on November the 22nd. And it is going to be another 14-day challenge. I wanted to squeeze in a 21-day challenge, but I think it's getting too close to Christmas. So mark it in your diaries, commit to it, tell your friends about it. You can't sign up for it yet because we've still got to wrap up the current challenge. But I tell you, the people, I've just had some feedback just today on organic reach and engagement. Some of them are up 200% for their organic reach, and almost 200% in engagement. If you do not see the benefit of these live video challenges, other than learning the skill of going live for your organic reach and your algorithm, then you're missing out. So I'm giving you full notice of that. Jump on the next challenge. You can't register for it yet, so you need to stay close to me in the next couple of weeks to be able to register for that. We've still got to wrap up the existing challenge, which we're doing the auditing at the moment. But I tell you, if you want increased organic reach, you want increased engagement, you want all the things at this time of the year, which is the most perfect time of the year to be getting more eyeballs on you, you want to be in these video challenges. The confidence that people grow, the things that they do, I just can't talk enough about them regarding, the results that people get for them. They're crazy. Okay, so who's here? Just quickly checking in with your comments. We've got Cheryl, Cynthia, hello, Michelle, me, Brittany, good morning. How are you in your part of the world? Hello, Pam, saying me. Heather, yes, me. Guilty. Someone said there, if you know that you put that down, it means you're watching from my free group, and you just need to click the StreamYard link at the bottom of the description of the live. Okay, and then I'll be able to see who you are. Heather, me sometimes. Tessa, how are you? Fear of failure. Hey, Beth, how are you? I don't want to do it bad enough. Good point, Heather. I get overwhelmed. It's harder than I initially thought. Okay. Hey, Deb, how are you? Hi, Laurie. Hey, TG, how are you? So let's get back to this topic. If you're one of these people that starts trainings that you never follow through with, you're always on a diet starting on a Monday, or you start a new exercise routine and you don't keep it very often, what's the reason for that? Okay. This is really important for you. And there's a point behind why I emphasize you, because most of you are prioritizing everybody else and everything but you and what you want. You've really got to determine the difference between your excuses and kind of emergencies that need to happen that get in the way. A lot of you make excuses and you believe your own excuses. So from this live, and I'll share this with you at the end, there's some things that I really want you to, or I recommend that you become aware of in your own language. You can't change something you can't see. So the reason that I do this particular live video at the beginning of every week, something to do with, personal development, personal growth, something to help you be a better version of you, is so you can think differently. You have a higher level of awareness of things that maybe you don't think about ordinarily. And a lot of you don't follow through with things because of your own excuses, but you actually believe your own excuses to be true. I don't have enough time would probably be the most common one. I don't have enough money. I don't have this. I don't have that, whatever. And you believe that to be true. Now, whether you're a multiple $1,000,000 earner or not, everybody's got 24 hours in the day. So how is it that there are so many more people in the world, other than maybe yourself, that are successful and wealthy and all the rest of it? What have they got, or what are they doing that you are not? How come you don't look like a model? And, you're the perfect weight and the perfect height. Well, we can't do anything about the height, but getting, great results in your business. What's the difference? Now, something I do also recommend you do, and I'm going to read you a little bit out of this, is this book here. I've shared a bit about this in the last week. What I love about this book is, and I'm not very far in yet, and I'm not getting any royalties from the book or anything like that, so don't take that the wrong way, is what Mel Robbins is trying to. So if you don't know what this is Mel Robbins' latest book, The High Five Habit. She's the author of 5 4 3 2 1 Do It Anyway, which is really the principle of get over yourself and do things that you don't want to do anyway. This book is more sharing of prioritize yourself. And I've shared this a lot. I'll say it again. No one's coming to save you. No one else can make you happy. No one else can make you wealthy. No one else can make you successful in your business, all of the things. Okay. But one of the things that we do often is we have a little voice in our head that puts ourselves down, stops us from doing things, tells ourselves excuses. We do not prioritize what we want enough. Some of you don't even value yourself enough, and that's the reason that you don't. You're okay to let everybody else have you and your energy and your help and everything that they want from you, but you don't give yourself what you need. Would that be fair to say? You don't fuel your own your own body and your own self before you're not putting the oxygen mask on first. Would that be fair to say? Let me read you something. It's just a few sentences, but it's just so true. And this is my bookmark. Is Bob? Somebody tagged Bob Brown. This is Judy's card from her service. She's my bookmark. So Judy's with me when I'm reading this book. So this is Mel saying, it's the old put the oxygen mask on yourself first thing. So it's a whole paragraph about how we celebrate other people, how we help other people, how we encourage other people. But when it comes to ourselves, this is what she wrote. Okay, it's just a couple of sentences. Bear with me. But when it comes to celebrating and encouraging yourself, you not only fall seriously short, you do the opposite. You trash yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you pick yourself apart. How many of you look at yourself in the mirror and do not like what you see? And you pick on yourself. You don't like your stomach, you don't like your rolls, you don't like your ears, you don't like your eyes, you don't like your skin. I bet every single one of you does that to some capacity. Okay? So you trash yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and pick yourself apart. You tear yourself down and argue against your own goals and dreams. You bend over backwards for other people and never for yourself. Like 3 or 4 sentences. The whole book basically is advocating for we need to go after what we want. And why is it that you start things and you don't ever follow them through? And there's a message to those of you that started the last video challenge, which we've just completed, and didn't follow through, or anybody that's been in one of my video challenges before, or anything that you started before but didn't finish. Why not? What was the reason you didn't finish it? What's the reason you didn't finish your last training course or something that you opted into and went through the training? What's the reason for that? So what I'm encouraging you out of this discussion is some of you don't recognize your own behaviors, and you need to. So what I say to the video challenges, for anyone listening that didn't finish, and massive congratulations to those that did, because I know how much time and effort it takes. But those that didn't, what got in the way? Those of you that are not sticking to your food plan, what's getting in the way? Those of you that are not exercising, what is getting in the way? Those of you that are not getting results in your business, what is getting in the way? You need to ask yourself these questions to work out what it is that you need to change. Because if you truly valued yourself 100% and you truly looked after yourself before anyone else, you would have everything that you want. If you shut out the doors, not that you would want to do this, but if you looked at your life and your family and your loved ones and whatever, some of you might be grandparents looking after grandchildren, some of you might be parents with, lots of kids, some of you will have other jobs and responsibilities and stuff like that. Like if time was just, endless and you didn't have all of those other commitments, how much would you get done for you? You'd probably think, oh, I'd have so much time to do all that meal prep, and I'd go and exercise every day, and I'd go and read that book from start to finish, and I'd finish that training course that I wanted to. You'd have all these ideas, I bet, if there was nothing else in your life. Okay, but that's not life. It doesn't happen that way. But what you want to recognize to help you follow through is that you're worth it. What do you want? What do you want? What's your immediate priorities, and work on that first? Because when you look at everything as a whole, it's very overwhelming. So if you look at, your life, your health, your happiness, the exercise, your business, hobbies that you want to, like, if you look at it all, it gets too overwhelming and then you do nothing. Overwhelmed people do nothing. So you don't want to be that person. But what you want to start with to break this down is, what do you want now? What do you want now? Is it the health that's a priority? Is it the food that's a priority? Is it your business that's a priority? Is it, attracting more customers that's a priority? What's your priority? Work out what your priority is and concentrate and focus on that, and don't let other things get in the way. Oh, my battery's going to die. So you got to be focused on what you want, because if you're not focused, sorry, just excuse, I'm just plugging in my phone there. If you're not focused on what you want, it won't happen. Is that what you want for yourself? Why do we, concentrate on everyone else, but we don't follow through with what we want? So I'm here to encourage you to listen to your own little voice about what's going in your head and the reasons why you're not achieving the things that you want to achieve. And if it's time, then time block, refocus your time a little bit, and know the difference between excuses and actual sort of emergencies. There might be family that needs you. There might be something that comes up. Your son might fall off a motorbike and end up, in an ambulance going to hospital. Like, there are things that happen that it's just family first. I get it. But that doesn't happen every day. So what's stopping you every other day? If you're working a lot and you're not getting any results in your business, you're not focusing on the right things. You're just busy. You're not productive. How many of you think you could do a better job at being productive rather than just being busy? Seriously. There's a lot of you that are busy. I'm so busy. My to-do list is this long, but you're not any healthier. You're not any fitter. You're not making any more money, and you're not getting any results in your business. I don't mean to be harsh there. It's like I look in the mirror myself too. And it's like, I've let myself down with exercise again because I get too busy with my work. I prioritize my work. A lot of you might, but at least it's productive work. It's not just busy work. Like, you've got to know the difference. So what I recommend you do is open your eyes to your own behaviors. If you start something and you don't finish it, like, assess that and evaluate that. There's another thing I started and I didn't finish. If that's your pattern, you need to look in the mirror now, because you're always going to be that person that starts a lot of things and never finishes them. Is that how you want to live your life, or do you actually want to get things done? Sorry, I've just got to move this here. Okay. Life is always going to get in the way. Always. So you got to work out a strategy to not let life get in the way of what you want. Your health, your happiness, your relationships, your finances, your business. No one's coming to save you. So for some of you, you just need to prioritize you a little bit more in your life than you actually do. And when you're awesome, it's amazing what can happen. I know every time I feel fitter and healthier, like physically, like by the foods that I eat and the water that I drink and stuff like that, I'm on fire. When I'm sluggish, and the food's not as intentional, and I'm not exercising as much, and I don't physically feel as good, I'm not as on fire. Who can relate to that? You are everything. You are your future. So for some of you, you need to concentrate a little bit more on you and follow through with things and just to commit to them, because life is always going to get in the way. Like with the video challenge, so many people start and they don't finish. What's the reason for that? Life got in the way. What got in the way? Seriously, were you just tired? Are you just not organized enough? That's probably one of the key things. Most people are not organized enough. And that's all it comes down to. So there's something you can improve. Learn to recognize what you need to improve from yourself, from your habits and your behaviors of things that aren't working well in your life. Does that make sense? Okay, just checking on some of your comments here. Yes, that is so me from Brittany. We are seriously our own worst critics, Gina. I caught myself the other day. I think because this book is raising my level of awareness of the crap that I say to myself. Seriously. Like, things that run through my head. And like a couple of nights ago, I'm like, man, you're not very nice to yourself. Like, with my diet and exercise more so is what I'm talking about. Like I was just, it was like, man, you don't say nice things to yourself. So that's something I have to change. But unless you're aware of it, then you can't change anything. And that's why I talk about this kind of stuff, to make us all think, including myself. Beth, this is the best book I've listened to so far. So Beth's talking about, that book. It's, the bizarre thing, it's so simple. It is so simple, but it's so true. We've got to put ourselves on. You've got to put the oxygen mask on. Yes, try to avoid the mirror at all costs. And you don't want to do that, Jackie. You want to look in the mirror and like what you see. I've talked about this many times before. One of the exercises from, who knows the author, Louise Hay? She's not with us anymore, but she wrote an amazing book. I highly recommend this book. What's it called, guys? It's right here. You Can Heal Your Life. I read it years and years and years ago. Someone brought it to my attention to help deal with the loss of my mum. Amazing book. And one of her things is mirror work. Like if you look yourself in the mirror and you are stark naked, what do you feel? I know the first time I did that, I cried. Couldn't do it. Didn't like it. And for a lot of you, if you did it now, I challenge you to do that. Go and stand in front of your bathroom mirror or a mirror naked and see what thoughts go through your head. We need to be able to look in the mirror and love what we see. And that's hard. That takes work. None of this is overnight stuff. This is, we gotta, most of us have got years and years and years in a lifetime full of, negative thoughts. And you can't get, I don't care how much reading you do, books like this, you just can't change that overnight. But if you practice new thoughts and you're aware of things, then you can slowly change. But it takes effort to change. It doesn't take one thought, oh, I'm going to suddenly look in the mirror and love myself. It just doesn't happen that way. It's hard. It takes hard work to rewire your subconscious. When we don't cheer for ourselves, why on earth would anyone cheer for us? Exactly. If you're not your biggest supporter, why should anyone else be? It's a good point, Laurie. This book has hit home for me. It's hard to accept that I don't value myself in some areas of my life. And really, that's what it comes down to. And that's hard to accept. But when we don't look after ourselves, when we don't eat amazingly, we don't exercise and keep ourselves healthy, and we don't do the things that are best for our business and where we spend our time and focus and all the rest of it, we're basically saying to ourselves, you're not worth it. It's basically the bottom line is every one of us, I believe, has got some level of we don't believe we're worth it for whatever reason. Because those that do, they're the ones that are flying through, in business and life, and they look amazing and they're healthy and they're happy and they get heaps of sleep and They just look after themselves because they value themselves. So I think there's a very valuable lesson in all of this about how much do you value yourself. And if you don't follow through with a lot of things that you get started, there's some kind of level of not valuing yourself enough. Otherwise, we would. If you valued your time and you valued your health and you valued your life and your relationships, it would all be amazing. So if it's not amazing, there's some work to do for every single one of us. Laurie, when we look in the mirror and only see the negative stuff, it's like giving yourself a punch in the face first thing in the morning. Your day isn't going to go very well. Probably. Yeah. The way we look at ourselves and that little voice in your head, whether it be business, the way you look, all that kind of stuff, it's really harsh sometimes, the way we speak to ourselves. And yet if you don't change that, you only get more of what you say and what you reinforce. So if you continue to put yourself down, if you continue to look in the mirror and say, I don't like what I see, not that you say those exact words, but you know what I mean. But if you continue to not look like what you see, you'll never change until you start valuing yourself enough to change. Does that make sense? Only one priority. There may be more than one, Celeste, but it's as many as you can handle. You might have 3 or 4 priorities, but it depends on what's your main focus. And all of you probably need to reevaluate that. What do I want now? What's most important to me now? And do all the rest of the stuff later, especially online. Some of you are doing all the things and you're not getting any results in your business because you're not focusing on what you need to focus on now, and you can do all the rest of the things later. So nothing matters than results. You go on a diet, you want results. You exercise, you want results. You go into business, you want results. How do you get results? Prioritize that with your time and do all the other stuff later. Anyway, I'll come back to the rest of your comments later. I've got 3 minutes to get on a webinar. So thank you for those of you that have joined me earlier today. I'll be back to my normal live tomorrow. And I just have a real hard think about what are your main disappointments for yourself? How do you talk to yourself? If you look in the mirror, what do you say to yourself? Have a really high level of awareness of all those things. If you don't follow through with things, what excuses are you giving yourself and you're believing? Get over your excuses and have a real conversation with yourself. And learn to value yourself more so you can have the life that you deserve and that you want. Because no one else is going to give you the life that you want. You have to make that happen. So if you're not happy and you're not amazing and you're not healthy and you're not making a lot of money and you have a successful business, it's not always about the money, though. Don't get that wrong. It's about, what the money gives you as far as lifestyle and options and all those kind of things go. Okay. So real big food for thought, because we all deserve to have an amazing life. You all deserve to be amazingly happy and fit and healthy and have amazing businesses, but only you can make that happen. So go and make it happen. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.